And I wanted to talk to you first of all about, you know, the time it takes to do that and balance these other projects. But there's one column in particular that we're very fascinated with, as you know, here at Montgomery College, and it created a lot of discussion. Parent writing in to you to say, Montgomery College is seducing students, and it's time to let the community colleges stop seducing students away from possibly going to four-year schools. That was surprising to us, but it generated a lot of discussion, and I'd love to hear more of your take on that issue.
Yeah, this, every Thursday in the Washington Post, my extra credit column answers questions from readers, and generally I learn more from them than they learn from me. It's a great way to get smart people writing the paper. But in this case, this particular good parent had the same problem that a lot of parents in Montgomery have. That's that obsession with brand name colleges, thinking that they actually provide a better education than Montgomery College. It's simply not true. In fact, I've been having, done a lot of reporting about introductory, freshman and sophomore years in big name schools like Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. A lot of the teaching there is just execrable. Often you're seeing just graduate students who aren't very good teachers, where here at Montgomery College and at many other great community colleges, the teaching is terrific. So I tried to set him straight, and I had Steve, I quoted you, and have him straight, but it's an attitude we have to get over. We really don't understand as Americans the same way that people overseas understand how great the opportunities are, even in our community colleges.
But at the same time, you challenged the subject here on community colleges in earlier comments, saying there's a reason why you can't expect us in the media to cover community colleges.
Well, we have the biases of our backgrounds. Now, I had the advantage of thinking about how little we wrote about community colleges and remembering that both of my parents are community college graduates, that my brother worked most of his career at a community college in San Mateo, the College of San Mateo, and I've been reading up, some of the great scientists at our day are started in community colleges. It occurred to me that we weren't covering them enough, and I knew why. It was because we think our readers are really hot to find out about what they call aspirational. This is a word that our editors use. The schools that they're probably going to reject them are the ones they're most interested in reading about. Whereas Montgomery College, which has tremendous resources, we're really blessed here to have such a great community college system, is something that they see because of this obsession with brand names as somehow less, when indeed it's something to be proud of and to be happy that we have.
And originally, when you wrote the column about why community colleges are ignored, you also wrote a follow-up column in which you said you got more emails than at any other previous time. What happened in those emails?
Well, I mean, people, it revealed what I sort of knew intellectually, and knew because of my family members, that what people have learned and what community college has done for the lives of people in this country is just phenomenal. We're a country where people often, go through schools that aren't too good, and eventually mature to a level where they realize their educations weren't very good. They want to catch up. This is how they do it. It is the great savior of American lives, the community college system. People who have a job, they think they're stuck, they've started a family, and they find that there's a way for them to change their lives by checking into the local community college, starting on that college degree that they always wanted, and they can do it and afford it. And get themselves to a place where they can really change their lives. I don't think there's any institution in the country that is as life-changing as community colleges in the United States.
You won't hear any argument there.
No, not from this panel of folks. Jay, colleges and universities, high schools, all these years of looking at education, what's the most satisfying part for you as a journalist focusing on education?
Well, my focus has been all this time on those kids and kids like them at Garfield High School. We have a pretty good educational system. Even our public schools are pretty good for the majority of Americans who are middle class or above. But that bottom 25–30%, poor kids, have a rough time. Those schools aren't good. Garfield was an exception rather than the rule. And I've been writing about teachers in inner city schools that are doing great jobs. My new book I'm going to finish and will be out next year about the KIPP schools, the Knowledge is Power program. Middle schools, we have some in D.C. By far the best results we've seen in inner city schools, and they do what all educators know works. They provide longer school days, very strong standards. Kids have to do their homework, and they hire the very best young principals who hire the very best young teachers, and they work as a team to make sure every kid gets the education they need.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get some final thoughts from Jay Mathews. Stay with us. You're watching Campus Conversations.
Welcome back. Time now for some final thoughts on what has been a terrific discussion here today with our guest, Jay Mathews of the Washington Post. And Jay, we've talked a little bit about all of the types of reporting that you've done in some of your writings. And I think somebody might say, Wendy, is there any chance that you get tired of education? It's time to move on to something else? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that know the Jay Mathews brand that don't want to see that column or anything go away.
I think there are a lot of people at this college and a lot of people out there watching you who have had the good fortune to hook up with something that really, fed their soul. And writing about schools and great teachers feeds my soul. So the Post may shuffle me out at some point here as a daily newspaper reporter, but they've invented this internet thing. I've got an internet column. I think I can probably do that until I die, so I'm going to be doing this for a very long time. I'm delighted when people tell me they think I'm doing a good job, and I'm even more delighted when people write in and tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can get better.
It's very open-minded. For those people who've been listening to you who might be aspiring newspaper writers themselves, that was a big part of your college career. What advice could you give them?
Well, the fun thing to do if you haven't been to college yet is to pick a big school, can be a big state school that has a daily newspaper. Don't major in journalism, major in some subject that you like. I majored in political science. And, hang out at the newspaper, write stories, date the managing editor. This makes college fun. If you're through college, there's some good journalism schools where one can get it, or find a newspaper that's willing to exploit you, paying you almost nothing and having you write all their stories. It's a wonderful profession because you're not judged by how great your grades were or where you came from, but how good your clips are, how good your writings are.
And Jay, we thank you for a wonderful discussion and all the information you shared with us. We're going to put up information about the books and your columns, how people can get more information. Thank you so much. We want to thank all of you for watching Campus Conversations. I'm Steve Simon.
And I'm Fritzi Bodenheimer. To learn more about the endless possibilities that Montgomery College has to offer, visit our website at www.montgomerycollege.edu. For all of us here at Campus Conversations, thanks for watching.